What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel where we speak the truth. We give our takes on the Miami Dolphins. It is Friday, November 28th, 2025. You know what that means. It's Black Friday. And yes, I have done some Black Friday shopping today. But we are also here for Fins Up Friday. We are back. We are getting healthy. Okay, this team is getting healthy for this game. We'll talk about that. And we are preparing for our Miami Dolphins to host the New Orleans Saints coming up Sunday, 1 o'clock at Hard Rock Stadium. Can't wait for this freaking game, man. Very, very excited. Hey, first and foremost, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving, eating all the food you could possibly eat, spending time with your loved ones, watching some football. I know I did. I did a little bit of everything yesterday. A little bit of the food, a little bit of the family, a little bit of the football. Sprinkle it all in there. And game I watched the most yesterday was that Packers-Lions game and the Chiefs-Cowboys. I'll tell you what, man. The Lions are the biggest frauds in the NFL. You get Jared Goff on the road in the first round, they are going to be a first-round exit. There's no doubt in my mind about that. The biggest fraudulent team in the NFL is the Detroit Lions. And this goes to show that they had so much success last year was because of Ben Johnson and how great of a play caller he was. And then the second game, the Chiefs lose to the Dallas Cowboys, helps out the Miami Dolphins smallly. Not too big, but the biggest concern that the Miami Dolphins should have is this game on Sunday. And now fans are talking about it. Is this considered a trap game on Sunday against the New Orleans Saints? I mean, it's close to it. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a trap game just because, in all honesty, the Dolphins are not a good football team. 4-7 is not a good record. I know they're on a 2-game winning streak, but still, 4-7 is not where you want to be. Where you could be at least 6-5 going into this game, and you're still in the wild card race. But, you blow a 3-touchdown lead to the Carolina Panthers. You blow a 1-point lead with 40 seconds to go against the Chargers. That right there, that does it. That absolutely does it right there. And, but now, these Miami Dolphins, they have no margin for error. They have no margin for error. They got to play clean football these next 6 games. They have to run the table, and it starts Sunday with the New Orleans Saints. And if they lose one game, they're out of it. They're done. So, you could sit here and be like, it's the Saints. The Saints are 2-9. The Saints are the worst team in the NFC. You could say all this shit. That's not what I'm gonna do. Okay? This is the NFL. The Saints are only 2 games worse than the Miami Dolphins. The Saints basically are looking forward to next season. But I'm not going to sit here and I'm going to be like, yeah, the Dolphins should win this game comfortably. Because I had a little bit too much confidence against the Washington Commanders. And that almost came back to bite me. They had an absolute dogfight with the Washington Commanders in Madrid, Spain. And, we talked about it on Tuesday a little bit. I want to see this team make a little bit of a statement against the Saints. I don't want to have a dogfight with the Saints because their goal should make the fan base want to believe that they can do this. And it's already going to be impossible enough There were some really good teams in the AFC that the Dolphins have to withstand. The Dolphins have to get by if they want to make this run possibly into the playoffs. Again, I don't think that's going to happen. It is a long shot, but the opportunity is there. You've put yourself in the conversation. You see all these graphics on CBS during Thanksgiving and NBC. The Dolphins are in the hunt. The Miami Dolphins are in the hunt for the playoffs. And now you got to go out and you got to show out, okay? You got to show out against this New Orleans Saints team. So we're going to talk about this game. We're going to get into injuries. We're going to get into the Saints offense against the Dolphins defense. We're going to get into the Saints defense against the Dolphins offense. As usual, you don't get predictions from me. I just think that's an absolute jinx. So you will not be getting a prediction score out of me. And without further ado, let's talk about this game. The Miami Dolphins versus the New Orleans Saints. Sunday at 1 o'clock on Fox. We're going to get Chris Myers and Mark Schlereth calling the game. So I think that's the first time they've called a Dolphins game this season. So we'll go to the injury report. We're going to start with the Saints first. And we only got two players we really need to talk about. Alvin Kamara, he got injured last week against the Atlanta Falcons. He didn't practice at all this week. He's not playing Sunday for the New Orleans Saints. That's a big loss. That's a big loss for the Saints, and that's good for us. That is good for the Miami Dolphins. And then also, Chris Olave is questionable going into this game with a back injury. He was limited at practice on Wednesday. He didn't practice on Thursday, and today he was limited, so he's questionable. And I do think he's going to play. But if you get him out of the equation, man, what an absolute confidence booster that would be. Your defense should already have a field day with Chris Olave on the field. But if they don't have their two biggest playmakers, if they don't have Alvin Kamara and they don't have Chris Olave playing on Sunday, man, as a Dolphins fan, you should go into this game feeling like the defense should absolutely thrive against this bottom five offense in the NFL. And I know Shuck is a second-round rookie quarterback, but he's still a rookie quarterback at the end of the day, and he's only started... How many games has he played? He's only played 3 games. So this is his 4th game in his entire NFL career that he's going to be playing. The Dolphins, we'll get to it, but the Dolphins should get back right to where they left off when it comes to defense. And then we get to Dolphins injuries. Rasul Douglas is questionable, even though he said that he's good to go. Benito Jones, he is questionable with an ankle injury. But here's the two big ones. Austin Jackson is questionable, and it sounds like we're going to get him back for this game, which Larry Borom has done a nice job, but Austin Jackson is better than Larry Borom. And we are paying Austin Jackson a 3-year contract worth $36 million. So if he's healthy, I want to see Austin Jackson playing in this game on Sunday. If he's able to do it, I want to see Austin Jackson in this game. Now, on the other hand, Darren Waller. I said on Tuesday, you need all hands on deck. You need all hands on deck in these last 6 games. But here's my honest opinion with you guys. If Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins want to be cautious with Darren Waller, I think we can beat the Saints without Darren Waller. Now, that's not me getting cocky or anything. That's me saying, hey, Darren Waller just came back to practice this week. Austin Jackson came back to practice against the Commanders. Now, meanwhile, they had a bye week after that game, so he got even more time to rest. So he should be ready to go. Darren Waller, on the other hand, if you want to give him another week of just practice, I've liked what I've seen from Dulcich when he started in the place of Darren Waller. So if you want to give him some extra rest time before next week, I would do it. I trust Greg Dulcich if you want to rest Darren Waller for another week. So basically, that's your two big injuries going into Sunday, is Austin Jackson and Darren Waller. Both of them are questionable. And honestly, what I think is going to happen, I think Darren Waller's not going to play, and I think Austin Jackson is going to play in this game. So that's what I think is going to happen. Let's talk Saints offense against Dolphins defense, okay? The Saints have the 26th ranked offense in the NFL with 296.5 yards per game. The Miami Dolphins, they have the 24th ranked defense in the NFL with 350 yards per game, okay? So they're pretty close to being even. Saints passing offense is ranked 18th, 221 yards per game. Dolphins passing defense is ranked 12th, 219.5 yards per game. Saints rushing offense is ranked 29th, 91.5 yards per game. And the Dolphins rushing defense is ranked 29th, 142.5 yards per game. Now, the last time we saw this team, the Dolphins, they allowed the Washington Commanders to have pretty decent amount of rushing yards. They allowed 172 rushing yards against the Washington Commanders. So they kind of went back to their old ways when it came to the rushing game. They went back to their old ways. The beginning of the season running game when they were playing the Commanders in Spain. And that's not something I like to see, man. That's not something I like to see because you're letting other teams control the game, control the time possession. And over in Madrid, that's what the Dolphins were letting the Commanders do. They were letting them control the time of possession. We can't have that. Not at all. The Saints not having Alvin Kamara is going to be big. So they're going to be relying on their 5th round draft pick from Kansas, Devin Neal. He's going to be getting the reps as the starting running back. Also, Audric Estime from the Denver Broncos. He was on the Denver Broncos last year. Wouldn't be shocked if he got some playing time as well. And you got to consider Taysom Hill in the running game. Okay, the Dolphins have to be prepared for Taysom Hill in the running game because the Saints love that. QB draws, design QB runs for Taysom Hill. And even if Chris Olave plays in this game, believe it or not, I trust this secondary to do a good job against Olave. Rasul Douglas, Jack Jones, they've been some really good pickups. I expect Jason Marshall Jr. in the slot, maybe Minka Fitzpatrick and him switching. The Dolphins actually have a nice rotation when it comes to safeties. You got Davis, and you got Melifonwu, and you got Dante Trader and Minka. So actually, this Dolphins secondary, I like where we're at with this secondary right now. This defensive line also needs to get home. So, without further ado, Three keys for this Dolphins defense against the Saints offense. Number one, stop the run. The Commanders ran all over the Miami Dolphins in Madrid, 172 rushing yards on the ground, and they controlled They controlled the time of possession. That game was going to come down to which team bit each other, which team turned the ball over first, and it was the Commanders. And who was going to make the first mistake? It was the Commanders. The Commanders dominated the time of possession in that game. You have to be able to stop the run, which isn't asking for much. The Saints are the 29th ranked rushing offense in the NFL. That's not asking much. You should be able to stop the run, stop Devin Neal, and make them have predictable passing situations. So, number one, stop the run. Number two, pressure Tyler Shuck. If I'm Anthony Weaver, I'm calling some crazy plays that this guy has never seen before, that I'm making him go like, whoa, what am I supposed to do in this situation? If I'm Anthony Weaver, I'm calling up some crazy blitzes for Tyler Shuck in this game. Make him confused, make him feel uncomfortable, and he will make a mistake. That's what rookie quarterbacks do who are playing in their fourth ever game in the NFL. He's a rookie, he's a second round rookie, but he's going to make mistakes. It's growing pains for him. He will make mistakes in this game if you force him to make him feel uncomfortable. So Bradley Chubb, Judon, Chop, Zach Sealer, Jordan Phillips, Kenneth Grant, boys, let's get home and let's get to Tyler Shuck in this game. So that's number two. Pressure Tyler Shuck. Number three, turnovers. We need turnovers. The differences in the game against the Bills and the Commanders is that we got multiple turnovers. We got multiple turnovers against the Bills. We got 3. We got multiple turnovers against the Commanders. We got 2. The fumble in the fourth quarter with the punt. Sorry, my throat hurts. Number 2 was the interception by Marcus Mariota. Get turnovers. God damn. Ooh. Get turnovers. Set up the offense in some good field position, and we should win this game. So that's the keys. Stop the run, pressure Tyler Shuck, and get some turnovers for the defense. So now we transition over to the offense. And these numbers might surprise you. Okay? The Saints have the 11th ranked defense in the NFL. 316 yards allowed per game. So the defense, they actually have an okay defense. Going back, watching some of their games from this season, the Saints have an okay defense. It's not bad. The Dolphins have the 25th ranked offense. 300 yards per game on offense. The Saints' passing defense is ranked 8th. 206.5 yards per game. And I think that's the case because late in games, teams are running on them because they have a big lead over the Saints. The Dolphins' passing offense is ranked 28th. 201.5 yards per game. Not good. Saints rushing defense, 21st, 123.5 yards per game. Dolphins rushing offense, 18th, 112.5 rushing yards per game. Gee, okay. So they have the 8th ranked passing defense, and they have the 21st rushing defense. I know we are gonna work Devon Achane these next 6 games. And that boy deserves a contract extension in the offseason. We are going to make him work and work and work and work. Because this Dolphins offense used to be to this offense was Tua Tagovailoa's offense. This is not his offense anymore. This is Devon Achan's offense. If Devon Achan is on and the right game plan is executed, this offense is going to do good. And that's my first key. Run the ball. Not only with Devon Achan, but with Ollie Gordon too. Ollie Gordon was really good in that Commanders game in Madrid. And, you just got to commit to the run. And there was a couple times in that Washington game, Mike McDaniel didn't commit to the run. And Mike, season's on the line. Job is on the line in these 6 games. So you got to stick to what's working, man. And if running the ball works, you got to do it. So Mike McDaniel, fucking run the ball with Devon Achan and Ollie Gordon. That is key number 1, is running the football, okay? Key number 2, no stupid turnovers, okay? No turnovers where we're chucking the ball up on 3rd and long against double coverage. That's dumb. That's so dumb. That's like giving up on the drive. That you're just going to throw it up and hope for a prayer. Hope for a PI call. That's dumb, okay? Don't do that. You can't have any stupid turnovers, no fumbles, no horrendous interceptions by Tua, no 3rd and long punts that are interceptions. You have no margin for error in these final 6 games. And it all starts Sunday against the New Orleans Saints. And what's one thing this offense did well against the Commanders? They didn't turn the ball over, man. They didn't turn the ball over at all. Tua was clean in that game. I know his stats weren't astounding. They weren't spectacular. But he didn't turn the ball over. And, we don't pay him $53 million a season just for him to turn the ball over. But, man, don't turn the ball over, okay? And number three, keep Tua upright. Or number 3, what I should say is, don't be cocky. And I said this with the Commanders game, okay? I could say keep Tua upright, but that's obvious. Number 3, don't be cocky. That goes for the team. That goes for Dolphins fans. I said this before the Commanders game. You were coming off a blowout win against the Buffalo Bills. And we treated it like our Super Bowl, as we should. Because we never get the best of the Bills. Not like that. And then we go into Madrid and we beat the Commanders, but man, it was a tight game. And I don't care that the Saints are 2-9. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Now that we've put this pressure on them, I'm nervous. Okay, ever since we lost to the Patriots, I haven't really felt excited or nervous going into these games. The last time I was excited before the I was excited for the Commanders game. And the last time I was excited before that was the Patriots game because I thought they were going to bounce back when they lost to the Colts week 1. Stupid me, they didn't do that. But now that I'm excited for this game, and I am excited for the game Sunday, but I'm also feeling nerves as well. There's a lot of pressure rising on the season. And it's not just playoffs. It's the future of this team. It's the future of Mike McDaniel. It's the future of Tua Tagovailoa. It's the future for a lot of these guys on the team. It is riding on these last 6 games. And now it's time to put up or shut up. It's time to go to work. The bye week is over. You had your vacation. And you've got to go to work these next 6 weeks. You've got to execute. You have no margin for error. No mistakes. You got to win. Okay? You've got to go in there Sunday against the Saints, and you've got to win. So, execute. Don't overlook the Saints. Please don't. They're 2-9. You guys are only 4-7. Okay, it's not that much of a difference. The only difference is they have no hope on their season. Their season's over. Our season is kind of still alive. Kind of still alive. So, don't overlook this team. Don't overlook Tyler Shuck. We need to go in there. We need to win this game on Sunday. So, all right. That's your preview. Dolphins, Saints, Sunday, 1 o'clock, Hard Rock Stadium. We'll see you guys after the game on Sunday. Hopefully, after the Miami Dolphins beat the Saints and go to 5-7 on the season. But subscribe, comment down below. Comment your thoughts on this game Sunday between the Dolphins and the Saints. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok, Conlon_Joseph. I'll be live tweeting during this game on Sunday. And that's all I got for you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Fins up and go Dolphins.